Okay, so here we are in old sumac country, which is a lot of places, especially in the north and east, but they're found in many places along roadsides. Especially, you'll see these rather large colonies. These are all sumacs here. Another kind of edge places. I guess getting out of the way right away, because this is one reason it took me a little while to try sumac, is because of poison sumac. But it's really, really easy to tell them apart, especially if you look at the, let me see if I can find one that's a little lower over here. Especially if you look at the fruits, they're erect, and when they ripen, they'll turn pinkish to purple, generally some version of red. Whereas the poison sumac will be white and drooping, and they're found in more swampy areas. Also, on regular old sumac, the leaves are generally toothed, serrated, and a little more on the dull side, whereas poison sumac is waxy and smooth margins. A lot of times you see them growing like this, where there's not really any leaves on the bottom 4/5 maybe of the plant, and then they have leaves near the, pretty much just on the canopy. I've heard they can be seen growing up to 35 feet or so, but generally I've seen them right about where they are now at 10 feet, 14 feet maybe. So generally what they're used for is when these little fruit clusters ripen in July and August, they can be used, just break a few of the clusters off and steep them in cold water, crush them up and steep them in cold water, and they make a delicious drink. Typically the flavor does vary quite a bit between years and between communities of sumac, but in general it's pretty darn tasty. So that's what they're generally used for. They also have shoots. I've heard that you can, if you can kind of bend it, and it'll easily break. Those can be eaten as well. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, unless I don't think there was maybe there was a chainsaw or something through here, hedge trimmer, but quite possibly that's a deer, or somebody came along and nibbled on this sprout here. And I actually, just in reading about it, decided to try one for myself, because it's mid-June. Berries won't be ready until probably early August, but it still is an okay time to find some of these shoots. So I tried one of the shoots, and it was very juicy, and it had a very pleasant texture. I think I've got to scope around a little bit more and maybe find one. I felt like even the littlest, it just had a tiny bit of latex in it, and basically the further you go up, the less latex it'll have. So I think I just got one that was a little bit too old, or I broke it off just a little bit too low, and it kind of had a cotton mouth kind of feel. It kind of dried my mouth out with a little bit of bitterness, but I mean, to me it was still an enjoyable food experience. But definitely in a month or two, I'll be looking out for these guys to make some sumac aid. I suppose that's about it for now. Thank you. You're welcome. Whatever.